we're off.
All right, time is now 7:06 p.m. Wednesday, February 8th, 2023. Start with the Pledge of Allegiance using the flag in front of the room. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Roll call.
Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins.
Here.
Vice Mayor DeVille.
Here.
Mayor Jacobs.
Here.
You have quorum.
Additions, deletions, and withdrawals to the agenda. Vice Mayor?
None. Morning, can I borrow a pen, please?
Town Manager?
Just add the pension.
Yeah, the pension we're going to put in and call it 7. Oh, wait, we can't do that. Hold on. Consent. Make it 11.12. Vote pension. I'll entertain a motion.
11.1?
No, 12. 11.12. Entertain a motion.
Motion to accept the agenda
As
with the added changes?
I second.
discussion.
No.
Roll call.
Motion made by Vice Mayor DeVille, seconded by Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins. Vice Mayor DeVille.
Yes.
Mayor Jacobs.
Yes.
Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins.
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right, proclamations. 5.1, Proclamation Black History Month. Mayor Jacobs and Commissioners. Town of Pembroke Park Proclamation Black History Month 2023. Whereas the Town of Pembroke Park recognizes February as Black History Month. Whereas in 1976, as part of the nation's bicentennial Black History Week, was extended to become and established as Black History Month, and the new celebrated and it's now celebrated all over North America. And whereas Black History Month is celebrated as an acknowledgement for the contributions of numerous African Americans and Black individuals have made throughout history. And whereas today, Black History Month is a time to honor the contributions and legacy of African Americans across the U.S. history and society, from activists, civil rights pioneers, to the leaders in industry, politics, science, and culture, and more. And whereas Black History Month is an opportunity to understand Black history, going beyond racial discrimination and violence, focus on Black achievement among the minorities, young, old, and whereas African American history is American history. And urge all residents of the town of Pembroke Park to take the time to honor achievements of Black and African American in everyday endeavors throughout history. Now, therefore, we, myself, Mayor Jeffrey Jacobs, the Vice Mayor Ronald DeVille, and Clerk Commissioner William Hodgkins, by virtue of the authority vested in the town of Pembroke Park, do hereby proclaim the month of February as Black History Month. All right. Number 6. Public comments related to agenda items, good and welfare.
I don't have anybody who's signed in.
Anyone? All right. 7, consent agenda. Consent agenda. I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Discussion?
None.
Hodgkin?
None.
Roll call.
Mayor Jacobs.
Yes.
Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins.
Yes.
Vice Mayor DeVille.
Yes.
Motion passes 3-0.
After 3.5 years, I know at some point that S is going to make its in the way in there. Uh-huh. All right. 8 resolutions. 8.1 fire resolution. Town manager resolution 2023. Town attorney, could you read this by title only?
Thank you, Mayor, Commission. It's Resolution 2022-023 is a resolution of the Town of Pembroke Park confirming the Commission's intent to utilize the uniform method of levy and collection of non-ad valorem assessments within the town, which may be levied by the town in accordance with the provisions of Section 197.3632 of the Florida statutes for purposes of provision of fire rescue services, providing for an effective date.
All right. Does anyone have any questions?
No.
No.
Do you have anything to add? All right.
Any questions?
I will entertain a motion to approve resolution 2023-023. I'm sorry, 2022-023.
Motion to approve resolution 2022-023.
I'll second.
Discussion?
None.
I don't have any, but I thought it was a different number. I thought it was
2022.
2022-016.
I'm not sure what that is you're looking at.
Okay.
That's from November of 2022.
Where the hell did that come
Your computer?
from? Sorry about that.
That's okay.
No wonder I couldn't find it.
Roll call.
Motion made by Vice Mayor DeVille, seconded by Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins. Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins,
Yes.
Vice Mayor DeVille,
Yes.
Mayor Jacobs.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Right. Ordinances first reading. 9.1 presentations. Planning consultant Michael V.
Good evening, mayors, commissioners. Mike Vondermeulen with Keith. It is with some pride and with some excitement that we'll go ahead and bring you the next 3 items, items 9.2, 9.3, and 9.4 on this agenda. I would just go through a very brief presentation if we've got it. Marlon?
Yes, sir.
I don't know if the PowerPoint from the workshop is there or, oh, there, okay. Thank you. All right, so we have made several presentations to both this commission and to the Planning and Zoning Board on Southwest 30th Avenue in the conversion to go ahead and make it a mixed-use entertainment. They can go ahead and forward. I'm sorry. So the study area is 30th Avenue between Pembroke Road and Hallandale Beach Boulevard. And you can see some of the previous presentations that have been made on this project. There are 3 separate applications. The first will be a land use plan amendment. This is a town-only land use plan amendment, which will change the land use from industrial to commercial. The second is a text amendment to go ahead and create the mixed-use entertainment district. And the third will be to go ahead and rezone the property. In addition to in addition to all the industrial pieces along Southwest 30th, there is one parcel that is actually zone B1. Let's make a little correction there. Which is right at the intersection of Hallandale Beach Boulevard and Southwest 30th. All of the entire length of Southwest 30th will be rezoned. So the land use plan amendment would be the area outlined in red. It would just change from industrial to commercial. And then the next would be the text amendment. We went through this in quite some detail at the workshop, so I'll just briefly try to go through the highlights here. We've tried to have this ordinance mimic the rest of the zoning categories in the cities or in the town's code. So we start with the permitted uses. These uses are more for the arts and entertainment, so it allows a mix of uses from residential, hotel, commercial, office, your entertainment, your indoor, outdoor recreation, uh, and then retail and restaurants. Any non-conforming uses, any uses that are there now, can go ahead and remain based on the city's code. There are issues that once they close up business, they don't have an occupational license for, I believe it's either 6 months or a year. Then the property would need to be brought into conformance. In the text amendment, we go through having an affordable housing requirement, having a minimum density as well as a density bonus program. We have, in lieu of setbacks, a more area identified along Southwest 30th, creating some pedestrian zones, some landscape zones, some on-street parking zones. Essentially there'll be no setbacks. The idea is to go ahead and encourage more active uses on the ground floor, as well as the potential of activating upper levels above the garage. And here's some imagery of just what we'd like to go ahead and see. Again, this area is bounded by the railroad tracks and I-95. So you have the parcels there to essentially have a more linear and a more thinner but longer type building structure. And lastly is just the rezoning. Again, this is the area outlined in yellow here would be the portion that would be rezoned to what would now be the MXC district. All three of these are ordinances. All three are public hearings. And this is the first reading for all three of these as well. And if I'm here to answer any questions you may have.
Any questions?
No, I don't have any. Thank you.
It's 2 readings, right?
Yes, so the next month will be the second reading.
All right. Thank you for your presentation. Let's move on to 9.2. It's the 22CP03 Land Use Planning Amendment, LUPA, Planning Consultant Vonnemer, ordinance number 2023-001. Town Attorney, could you read it by title only?
Thank you, Mayor and Commission. The item is an ordinance of the Town of Pembroke Park, Florida, adopting an amendment to the town's future map for the approximately 16.56 acres of real property generally located along Southwest 30th Avenue, is more particularly described in Exhibit A, attached here to and incorporated herein. It's referenced as the property. Amending the property's land use from industrial to commercial, directing the town clerk to provide certified copies of this ordinance and the proposed land use plan amendment to the appropriate parties, requesting Broward County to amend its land use and to authorize the Broward County Planning Council to transmit a copy of the amendment to the State of Florida Department of Economic Opportunity on behalf of the town and to any other interested governmental entities, providing for conflicts, providing for severability, and providing for an effective date.
All right. Questions?
None.
All right. 9.3 and 4 I open for public? Or this one as well?
This one as well.
This one as well? Okay.
This one can be a public hearing. Only one public hearing is required on a small scale LUPA, although you can certainly open up public comment.
I'll open it up for public comment. At this time, we'll open ordinance number 2023-001 for public comment.
Just one quick comment. I know this is in between the railroad tracks and 995, but when they rebuild the exit ramp,
Sorry, if you could
Pembroke
state your
Road.
name Sorry, I apologize. Your name and address, please, for the record.
Dale Village, sorry. When they rebuild the exit ramp from Pembroke Road down to Hallandale Beach Boulevard, and I know it's on the other side of the fence and everything, will they expand over into this area, and will it affect, any of the buildings along that area? That's my only question. I know that it's gonna be a high-rise type thing. Whether it's gonna affect 30th Avenue or not, I'm not sure.
Mayor, I can address that.
Okay.
As you know, I think this was over a year ago now when FDOT came around.
Yep.
And their original proposal was for the ramp there was going to affect some properties. They went back to the drawing board. There's nothing official yet, but they got it to a point where it seems that it's not going to be affecting any of the properties at this point. It's nothing official, so that's why I haven't made a decision on it, but I think they're addressing those concerns.
And I'll add to that as well. The city of Hollandale, the city of Hollywood, and Pembroke Park all went against what they had planned because it was not beneficial to the three of our towns whatsoever. So
I understand that, but do you guys have enough pull to be able to override them?
I hope so.
Okay, that was my
I will try my best. So, I mean, I've been pretty good on my word so far. So, we'll see how that goes.
thank you.
You're welcome. Any other public comment? None? All right, we'll close public comment. Entertain a motion to approve ordinance 2023-001.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution number 2022-023.
23. 2023-001.
Yeah, 2022-023.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yep.
Number 2023-001. Yeah.
Second.
Any discussion?
No.
Hodgins.
No, I don't have any, thank you.
All right, roll call.
Motion made by Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins, seconded by Vice Mayor DeVille. Vice Mayor DeVille? Mayor Jacobs?
Yes.
Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins?
Yes,
Motion passes 3-0.
And just for the record, Mayor, as a land use plan amendment, this particular item goes to Broward County, to the Planning Council, then goes up to Tallahassee, the Department of Economic Opportunity, before it comes back to the Town Commission for a second reading.
Okay. All right, 9.3. 22RZ01, text amendment application MEX District Planning Consultant. Michael V. Ordinance number 2023-002. Town Attorney, could you read it by title only, please?
Thank you, Mayor. Commission ordinance number 2023-002 is an ordinance of the Town of Pembroke Park, Florida, amending Chapter 28 entitled Zoning, creating Division 5.8 to be entitled MXE, that's a mixed-use entertainment district, providing regulations for the mixed-use entertainment district, providing for definitions, providing for intent and purpose, providing for permitted uses and permitted use and specific use regulations, providing for height restrictions, providing for floor area regulations, providing for setbacks, providing for parking, providing for a geographic area, providing for development standards, codification, conflicts, providing for severability, and providing for an effective date. Mayor, thank you.
Yes, Mayor, this is the second of second of three ordinances, and this one in particular is the text amendment. So this creates the mixed-use entertainment district regulations.
All right. At this time, I'll open for public comment. No public comment. I will entertain a motion to approve ordinance number 2023-002.
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance number 2023-002.
Second.
Discussion?
None.
None.
Roll call.
Motion made by Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins, seconded by Vice Mayor DeVille. Mayor Jacobs?
Yes.
Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins?
Yes,
Vice Mayor DeVille?
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right, 9.4. 22-004, rezoning B1 and M1 to MXE, Planning Consultant, Michael V. Ordinance number 2023-003. Town Attorney, could you read it by title only, please?
Thank you, Mayor and Commission. The item is an ordinance of the Town of Pembroke Park, Florida, relating to Chapter 28 entitled Zoning, providing for the rezoning of the approximately 16.56 acres of real property generally located along Southwest 30th Avenue in Pembroke Park, Florida, as more particularly described in Exhibit A, attached here to and incorporated herein, from the present zoning classification of B1, that's a business district, and M1, industrial district, to the MXE, mixed-use entertainment district, providing for an amendment to the town's official zoning map, providing for conflicts, providing for severability, and providing for an effective date. Thank you, Mayor.
All right.
Yes, Mayor and Commissioners, again, Mike Von Ermulen with Keith. So this is the third of the ordinances. Again, this is a public hearing, and this will be rezoning the property. The previous ordinance created the district, and now we're rezoning the property along Southwest 30th to this MXE district.
All right. I'll open this up for public comment. No public comment. We'll close public comment. I will entertain a motion to approve ordinance number 2023-003.
I make a motion to approve ordinance 2023-003.
Second.
Discussion?
None.
Roll call.
Motion made by Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins, seconded by Vice Mayor DeVille. Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins,
Yes.
Vice Mayor DeVille,
Yes.
Mayor Jacobs,
Yes.
motion passes.
Thank you, sir. Right. Ordinances, second reading, 10.1. Amending responsibility for connection to town system building official Nunez. Ordinance number 2022-017. Town Attorney, could you have read the ordinance by title only?
Thank you, Mayor and Commission. The item is an ordinance of the Town of Pembroke Park, Florida, amending Section 28-279, responsibility for connecting the town system within Chapter 28, zoning, and moving the section to Chapter 26, utilities, rescinding ordinance number 2022-010, providing for severability, providing for inclusion in the Code of Ordinances, superseding conflicting ordinances and resolutions, and providing for an effective date. This is a public hearing, Mayor.
Yes.
Have any more to add?
Nope. I just, Miguel Nunez, building official. I'm here to answer any questions based on this. We have already discussed multiple times, and just to clarify and clear this particular zoning regulation, that it was not correctly placed in zoning when it's supposed to be utilities, and that's the reason why we're changing from zoning to utilities.
All right. I will entertain a motion to approve ordinance number 2022-017.
I make a motion to approve ordinance number 2022-017.
Second.
Discussion?
None.
None.
Roll call.
Motion made by Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins, seconded by Vice Mayor DeVille. Vice Mayor DeVille,
Yes.
Mayor Jacobs,
Yes.
Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins,
Yes.
motion passes.
All right. Thank you. New business. 11.1 Broward County interlocal agreement for temporary debris management sites. Building official Nunez.
Thank you, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioner. This is interlocal agreement that we are localizing with the county's temporary debris management site locations following any, we call it for hurricanes, but actually any extensive event that requires debris development and installations on location. In the past, parks were used for those particular locations. However, they're no longer available for in the event of those particular events, because those areas that we had the debris located, they're no longer available for that particular for that disposal. Therefore, we recommend approval in the local agreement with Broward County.
All right. Any questions?
No.
I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve 11.1, Broward County interlocal agreement.
I'll second.
Discussion?
None.
None.
Roll call.
Motion made by Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins, Mayor Jacobs,
Yes.
Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins,
Yes.
Vice Mayor DeVille,
Yes.
motion passes.
You could have flipped a coin on that one.
50-50.
You had a chance. All right. 11.2. Thank you. Police Academy sponsorship. Police Chief Howard. Oh,
11.12.
11.2.
11.12. Pension?
No. That's all the way down at the very end. Yep. I got you. All right. Staff recommends approval of 2 slots to attend for attendance at the Broward County Training Police or Academy for 2023. Chief Howard.
Yeah, good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor DeVille, Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins. We've already sponsored one person through the Dade County Academy, and we sponsored another one currently at the Alachua County. Those are self-sponsored. They're paying their own way. There's state funding available. However, every agency around here, we're all trying to get the same applicants. And if I have this, I have a young man that's getting released out of the Army next week, and I really would like to get him on board here. And if I can have the flexibility to sponsor them and pay for the academy, that would help make us more competitive with our other agencies.
What's the cost related with it?
It's around $4,800. And I'd like 2 slots. I don't have anybody else for the second slot at this time, but I'd like that flexibility. And we can use the funding from lap salaries that we've already have.
Questions?
So that's 2 officers, well, 2 potential.
Just 2, yeah.
Once we sponsor them, does that necessarily mean that they're going to come here?
That's what it typically means. And that's the next thing on the agenda.
All right. I'll entertain a motion to approve the Police Academy sponsorship 11.2.
Motion to approve 11.2, Police Academy sponsorship.
I'll second.
Discussion?
None.
Roll call.
Have them sign that contract that they will come here.
That's the next item.
Next item.
Didn't see that.
So, Chief, that was 48 apiece, 4,800?
4,800 apiece.
It's actually 48.75.
Oh, 48.75.
Roll call.
Motion made by Vice Mayor DeVille, seconded by Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins. Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins,
Yes.
Vice Mayor DeVille,
Yes.
Mayor Jacobs.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you.
11.3, new employee reimbursement contract, Police Chief Howard.
Well,
Staff recommends implementing a reimbursement program for the cost of training as a non-reimbursable or for non-raisable equipment.
yes,
Go
sir.
ahead.
As Commissioner Hodgkins so aptly pointed out, it costs money to do this, and we have 2 contracts that the attorney's already approved and gone through. One's a 2-year contract for the academy people because the cost is, quite a bit. And not only do you have the academy cost, but you have all the uniforms and ballistic vests, etc. And then we have a 1-year contract for people that are again just counting their uniforms and ballistic vests and the cost of the polygraphs.
Questions?
So that goes back to 11.2,
Yes.
the same. Okay. What if we say police misconduct and we figure we don't go with these guys?
The contracts are respectively 1 year and 2 years. The more expensive one's 2 years. And for whatever reason, if they leave, they would have to reimburse the town the money.
Not if they leave, if we terminate them.
Same thing. So they have to be on their best behavior.
Gotcha.
Any other questions?
No.
No? All right. We'll entertain a motion to approve the 11.3 new employee reimbursement contract.
Motion to approve 11.3, new employees reimbursement contract.
I'll second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Motion made by Vice Mayor DeVille, seconded by Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins. Vice Mayor DeVille,
Yes.
Mayor Jacobs,
Yes.
Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins.
Yes.
Motion passes.
11.4, Senate request for funding of community service aid. Won't call it what I call it. Community Service Aid Program, CSA. Chief Howard. Staff recommends moving forward with this request for funding. Before we go forward on it, I did have a discussion with town manager over this and seeing how, and as we discussed on the phone as well, I think it's best not to do a Senate request on it as they're funding projects, and we use our is it ARPA?
Yeah.
ARPA funds to fund and staff these two positions.
Now, for how long, like, are you looking to fund it?
Cover the first year, and then we'll rebudget with them
First
for the
year.
following year. First year in equipment,
The city would just be responsible for the salaries.
right? First year in equipment, which is a cost of approximately 220,000
Approximately the first year, and then moving forward, it'd be 150,000 or less
for both positions.
for both positions.
All right.
Now, the reason I'm requesting this, as an example, today, we had a shooting, in Metro Dade, and the person got shot, came into our city, before we knew where they were shot or the circumstances of the shooting. It tied up all our units. There was accidents holding, and we have over 100,000 cars a day traversing the city. Commissioner Hodgkins brought it up last at the workshop, the traffic problems we have. So these CSAs would be available for those type of accident calls, other emergent calls, which would avail our officers to be more, allow them to be more proactive throughout the town.
And let me go into a little detail that helps a little easier. Our officers are really they're there for law enforcement purposes, and they're tied up with the amount of collisions that we have in the town. The numbers that we were given for the amount of activity we have in the town does not match what we've experienced over the last 4 months, to the point the officers have calls pending for collisions. These community service aid officers, their whole job is to take paper calls where officers aren't necessarily needed, so they can come out, take the collision, do the report, get it all together, and it doesn't have to have an officer on the scene per se. So that's the point of these two positions.
Are they licensed officers?
No, they are not sworn officers. What they are is community service aides, and the whole point was to have two of them on. And Chief Howard and I have talked about a schedule, but Monday through Friday, during our peak times during rush hour, where the collisions seem to be occurring most in the mornings and the evenings, and they would be working during the week.
So they'd be authorized to go see about an accident, say?
Yes.
Yes.
Fender bender?
Yep.
Be able to take down the information?
Exactly. Non-injury collisions,
Submit the reporting to the state.
which we have many, many of in this town, because people don't know how to drive in South Florida.
Especially when it snows.
Specifically, silver Mercedes and white BMWs. I've narrowed it down to 2 vehicles.
What was the cost of that again, Chief?
The initial cost, because I have to buy the cars and the equipment, it's gonna be about 220,000.
And that's for 1 year.
1 year, and then that includes salaries, and then moving forward, the salaries would be about, I'm to be on the safe side, 150,000 or less
And you want to use 150,000 a month?
a year.
Okay. And you want to use?
I'm changing careers
You
again.
want to use ARPA funds for that, you said?
For the initial layout. Yes.
The request is for the first year.
For the first year.
So,
And then after this, it'll just be a budgeting issue.
all right, so if we look at it for the first year, we see that it's effective and doing what it's supposed to be doing.
Right.
But if it's not, we can put it on the chopping block.
That'd be up to the commission.
Everything is subject to change.
No, I just want to make sure if it's not really effective, so I'm not sure how effective it would be, but.
It's, every city. has
Every
them.
city and department
Yeah, they're
nationwide
very
uses them, including the highway patrol. Any other questions?
None.
All right. I'll entertain a motion to approve an ARPA request of funding for 2 community service aid officers and equipment.
Motion to approve for ARPA funding for community service aid.
I'll second.
Discussion.
None.
Not at this time, thank you.
Roll call.
Motion made by Vice Mayor DeVille, seconded by Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins. Mayor Jacobs?
Yes.
Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins?
Yes.
Vice Mayor DeVille?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Right.
Just want to clarify, so they're gonna answer to you, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Well, not directly, but
Well, your department, I'll put it that way.
they'll answer to her.
They're not town staff. They're under the police department. All right. 11.5, representative request, Chief Howard. Staff recommends approval to move with this request for possible funding.
Essentially, what I'm asking for here is we have the Axon body cameras, and we utilize
Oh, yeah.
the Broward County CAD system. The officers are directed by policy to activate their body cameras under certain conditions, and that there has to be checks and balances, and audits, etc. This would just automate that process for the police department. And so far, we have a lot of videos because they go to a lot of calls. They have a lot of interactions every day. And, we're doing anywhere between 1,200 and 1,500 calls for service a month. And there should be a corresponding number of videos for those calls for service. And I just want to automate that process because I'm not, I don't have a 300-person police department. So that's what this request is for.
This $25,000, is this an annual or is this,
I believe it's a one-time fee. The vendor, the two vendors involved would be Motorola and Axon.
right?
One vendor wants $10,000. The other vendor wants $6,000. In the county, I don't know that the county would charge us. We're just very early in the stage to get the process rolling. So.
You want to find out more about it and bring it back?
No, I'd rather get the permission to move forward with the request for the 25,000, and then once we get the funds, we can move forward with it and would hopefully save time.
And JC, this falls under our ARPA funds, correct?
For
'Cause
the body cam?
For the body cameras, I believe this falls under it.
I'm not sure if this was one of the previously approved projects for the in ARPA funds, but I thought this was gonna go to the legislature.
This has not Roy Brown, Budget Honorable Mayor and Commission. This has not been formally approved for ARPA funds, the body cameras. It's been discussed, but never formally approved.
Meaning, is it fall under ARPA?
ARPA, you could.
It can, yes.
That's my point. So what are the odds? Because this is like going to Vegas. We call it Tallahassee. Same difference. What are the odds of going up and actually getting funding for this from our representatives, as we have got zero funding from our representatives for years?
Every year, it's a crapshoot, if you will.
Exactly what I was going to say. I think it's best interest of the town we go forward and use the ARPA funds for this as well. We have not been successful. I am going to Tallahassee, me and JC, on the 13th to the 15th, right, JC? 3 days?
The 13th.
13th, we'll be up there and doing our best to get funding. But I think it's best to use the ARPA funds as we have it available for this to cover this this fee.
Now, this is for the actual equipment.
This is for the back end software of the equipment.
Okay.
I met with Axon while I was in DC. They happened to be at the U.S. Conference of Mayors. This is why I love going to that conference, because the important people are actually there. So, so this gets it started, and then there's going to be another fee for the cost of service.
I don't believe so. That's not the way it was explained to me.
Okay.
I'm here understanding it. It's a one-time fee just to get everything set up, and then it's an automated system through the county.
Okay.
But I will double check before I.
If there's any changes, please bring it back to the commission for discussion. So, then I will entertain a motion to approve ARPA funds for the Axon for the back end software for the body cameras of $25,000.
Motion to approve the ARPA funds for the body worn cameras.
I'll second.
Discussion?
No, I don't.
Yeah, so, Chief.
Yes, sir.
So it just automatically turn on and off the body cams? Is that?
Well, we do have sensitive switches on our gun holsters, et cetera, that would automatically turn every camera on. This is more of just an audit, an extra audit, if you will, that's automated. Oh, this call doesn't have any body camera footage. Whenever an officer goes to a call, they get done with the call, they have to turn on their cell phone and go into the evidence.com, and they have to classify whatever kind of call it was, and they have to put a case number, attach a case number to the video. And then when they dock their cameras, everything's uploaded, and this would just ensure that there's a case number, there's a video.
Gotcha. All right, thank you.
So it's
All
a,
right.
so it's a check and balance.
Exactly.
Okay.
Any more discussion?
Yeah, that's it.
Roll call.
Motion made by Vice Mayor DeVille, seconded by Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins. Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins?
Yes.
Vice Mayor DeVille?
Yes.
Mayor Jacobs?
Yes.
Motion passes.
I know that S is going to make its way in there at some point. All right. 11.6, Power DMS renewal. Police Chief Howard.
Power DMS will be, that's how we do a lot of training, and our policies and procedures are all there for the officers to access within their vehicles on their computers. We don't have to vote on this tonight because it falls far short of the $10,000 requirement for the commission, but I just wanted to put it on there to let everyone know that this is going to be an ongoing renewal every year moving forward. This is going to be very big for our accreditation coming up. Everything is in this software.
Okay. This is Power DMS, digital management software.
Yes, sir.
Balance is $5,732.63, so everyone knows what it's at. And so that was just more for information then?
Yes, sir. Just
Okay.
to let everybody know this is an ongoing, reoccurring.
Expense. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
11.7, Capital Improvement Plan, Town Manager Nunez.
Mr. Mayor, Commissioners, what you have before you here is the proposed capital improvement plan for the next 5 years. What you'll see on there are projects that have been discussed, projects that are currently underway, and projects that are anticipated in the next few years. This is a working document. The numbers there are our best estimates, and what you'll see this again, and I'll incorporate this into the budgetary process, so you'll approve it at the same time you're approving the budget, and so the items in the budget will reflect whatever projects are on here. This is, like I said, this is a working document, and you, the commissioners, can, move projects around, add projects, take projects out, depending on the necessity of the needs at the time. I worked with Finance Director Brown, Building Official Nunez, our Craig A. Smith, and our lobbying team to put this all together.
All right. Any questions?
So what are you asking?
I'm looking for adoption, for you guys to adopt it as the official capital improvement plan. And then,
This gives the town a plan moving forward instead of, hey, let's fix this, hey, let's fix that.
so next week when we go up to Tallahassee, we'll be like, yeah, this project is here, it's identified, the commission adopted this capital improvement plan, and it helps us out when we're seeking funding as well.
It makes it easier to get the money out of the legislators when we come in and have a plan. This is what we need. This is how much it cost. And this is on our list of improvements for the town. Questions?
No, I don't have any.
All right. I'll entertain a motion to approve our capital improvements plan fiscal year 2023 CIP final plan final.
Motion to approve 11.7 capital improvement plan.
I'll second.
2023 CIP plan.
I'll second.
Discussion?
No.
No.
Roll call.
Motion made by Vice Mayor DeVille, seconded by Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins. Vice Mayor DeVille,
Yes.
Mayor Jacobs,
Yes.
Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins.
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right. 11.8, environmental assessment and fee proposal. Town Manager Jimenez.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, Commissioners, this item is as a result of the last workshop that we had where the mayor made a presentation on the project that he has been working on for the park, the preserve park, improvements that he wants to see done over there with a grant. So as part of the grant, Florida Community, is it Florida? No, it's Land and Water Conservation
Yep.
Fund. The Land and Water Conservation Fund, in order to apply, we need to conduct an environmental assessment, and what you see before you is the proposal for such an assessment. It is a professional service. You'll have there, it meets our bidding requirements. What you'll have in front of you is the contract, the proposed contract, which was drafted up by our town attorney, and their proposal. I'm requesting that you approve, approval of both if you guys are interested in applying for that grant.
Questions?
I don't see a contract in mine.
It's not on there.
It says employment contract or environmental contract. It's first link.
Oh, okay, I thought it was all one link. Got it.
No, 3 links there.
Yeah, there it is.
Questions?
All right, no question.
No.
Just go over it.
All right. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve 11.8 environmental assessment and fee proposal.
I'll second.
Discussion?
None.
When do we start?
None.
How long?
Well, this
This gets us going.
this gets us going, but this can take up to 6 months. This study.
The whole project's anticipated a 3-year project.
The grant doesn't even come available till next year, right?
Yep. Of next year is when we put in for the grant, for the LWCF grant, which is coming forward on discussion here in a minute. Roll call.
Motion made by Vice Mayor DeVille, seconded by Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins. Mayor Jacobs,
Yes.
Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins.
Yes.
Vice Mayor DeVille,
Yes.
motion passes 3-0.
All right. 11.9, Christmas lights budget, just bringing it forward from last year. We had it on the workshop. You weren't here for the workshop, so I moved it as just an independent item. And I'm just looking for a motion to entertain a motion to approve.
Motion to approve Christmas lights budget.
I'll second.
Discussion?
None.
None.
Roll call.
Motion made by Vice Mayor DeVille, seconded by Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins. Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins.
Yes.
Vice Mayor DeVille,
Yes.
Mayor Jacobs,
Yes.
motion passes.
All right. 10.10, it's the LWCF grant. This is the grant, park plan grant. The only thing that we do have to change is we have to pull the skate park out. I don't know if you got a chance to review the whole meeting and hear the discussion, but the skate park's the only thing that I got to pull out of it. Everything else that we discussed at the meeting is still in, but this is for us to go forward with the park plan grant. Questions?
No, let's do it.
Oh, by the way, why do we have to pull that out?
The park, so we actually have 2 parks over there. One where we were gonna put it is a passive park, so it can't be in there, so you can't put a basketball court. So the skate park falls under the same kind of sport. So that's the only reason for that one to be pulled out. So, but that's over in the preserve park. That's it. So that's why we're pulling that one out. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve 11.10 LWCF grant.
A second.
Discussion?
None.
Roll call.
Motion made by Vice Mayor DeVille, seconded by Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins. Vice Mayor DeVille,
Yes.
Mayor Jacobs,
Yes.
Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins?
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right. 10.11, monthly farmers market. This will be over at the preserve. Mayor Jacobs is me. As you saw Saturday, we opened the community farm. The intent is on every Saturday that we put out our community gardens, little trailer that has our fresh eggs, has our produce on it. That goes out to our residents every Saturday from 9 to 1. But this would be to start a farmer's market over there once a month. We'll find when the best time is for the month, but I'm asking to go forward to start that farmer's market. And in exchange, instead of charging vendors for a location, we'll have them continue to donate chicken feed, all the stuff that we need for fertilizer, dirt, all the good stuff that we need to keep our garden growing, plants, trees out in the preserve. So it's kind of a bartering system versus going back and just trying to collect money from vendors for this. And I think it will help us build our farmers market up a little bit quicker over there. This also will limit the amount of food drives that we have, seeing how we'll have this market once a month.
Any kind of code problems over that?
None that I know of. Miguel, any code issues with the farmers market? None.
Food trucks gonna be out there?
I wasn't going with food trucks. I was going with vegetables and produce.
Natural food trucks.
If you want to make something and go out there, sell some pies on the weekend,
I'm homemade.
get you and your wife out there making something for us. I'll come by and eat.
Make some empanadas, you know. Squash empanadas. You know.
There you go. There you go. Actually, we got some great cauliflower growing right now. So
Do ya?
yeah, so we'll have some cauliflower empanadas. That'd be great, huh? All right. Again, I made this line item instead of putting it on the consent agenda only because you, Vice Mayor, you weren't here at the workshop, so that way you knew the detail on it. So I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve 11.11 monthly farmers market.
I'll second.
Discussion.
We've been having discussion before discussion.
We have questions. Discussion's different. Roll call.
Motion made by Vice Mayor DeVille, seconded by Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins. Mayor Jacobs?
Yes.
Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins?
Yes.
Vice Mayor DeVille?
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right. 11.12. This will be a vote on the pension that we voted for at the previous meeting. We'll have a secondary vote on this meeting just to cover all our bases. Any questions?
No.
I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve 11.12, vote on the pension.
Second.
Discussion.
None.
Roll call.
Motion made by Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins, seconded by Vice Mayor DeVille. Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins?
Yes.
Vice Mayor DeVille?
Yes.
Mayor Jacobs?
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right.
I want to ask you something real quickly before we go ahead and finish up the meeting. On the ordinance 2022-017, where Miguel came up front, did we do public comment? Reading, I just want to make sure to cover ourselves.
You know what? I might not have.
Can we please?
Let me go back and reopen this for public hearing. This will be 10-1, ordinance number 2022-017, amending the responsibility for connection to the town system within the chapter 28 zoning and moving sections to chapter 26 utilities, rescinding ordinance number 2022-010. Is there any comment from the public? No? All right, we'll close comment. All right. We have no old business. Is there any discussion? I think the town clerk just covered that. Attorney reports.
Commission, thank you.
All right. Town manager reports.
I only have one item, sir. And this came about when we were working on the capital improvement plan. There was as the commission, you may or may not remember, but some months back, we approved the design for the force main replacement on Southwest 30th Street, the one that right behind Hallandale Beach Boulevard that runs parallel with Hallandale Beach Boulevard, right between us and West Park. Our current force main is in that location. Been springing a lot of leaks and been giving us a lot of problems. So the original plan was to replace it with another force main. However, in reviewing our capital improvement plan with Craig A. Smith, they pointed out that there's a gravity line might be better suited for the town, considering how many privately owned lift stations are connecting to the force main and the town's lift stations connecting to the force main, which would eliminate those by going with a gravity. So I'm exploring this, and I will probably bring it back at the next workshop.
Okay.
To consider, for the commission to consider. This would make our system, in my opinion, better.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good. Commissioner reports. Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins.
I don't have any, thank you.
Vice Mayor DeVille.
I have a question, JC.
Yes, sir.
Any news on the repaving of the 32nd?
I don't have an update on that, and I apologize, but I'll get that tomorrow.
All right, just so the commission know, we approved the repaving of around the Azure Apartments from 33rd to 32nd, I believe.
That's correct. It was supposed to be. It was from what my recollection was supposed to be the U. However, they went through 32nd and they went around and then they went up another street. There's a stretch of 33rd that wasn't completed. They all the quantities
Pretty
went.
much they did about halfway.
They did about halfway. So there's a stretch that's left. I mean, let's face it. The roads in that area are in pretty rough shape anyway. So the way it was bid out previously was X amount of linear feet. They did the X amount of linear feet, but they didn't come around and complete it to there. So that the vice mayor brought that to my attention, and we'll got to look for a proposal to complete that little section.
We're over an hour.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Okay. But he brought that up.
Okay.
And we're looking into it. So whatever that is, I'll bring it in. I'll bring it at the workshop.
And it's not me dragging it on this time.
I'm turning it to the
All right. I'm going to get with Miguel and you guys figure that out. Bring it back to us. Appreciate it.
That was it for me. Thanks.
Anything else?
No, that's it.
You sure? All right. I got a couple things. The town manager, the police chief, and the commissioners, we all attended the MPO Awards dinner the other evening. That was a wonderful event. First time the town did attend this event, brought forward by the clerk commissioner. Also, this morning I attended the 20th annual Realtors Mayor's Breakfast. There's a lot of interest in our town. It was, I got to tell you, it was great. I know I say this time and time again, but to hear from people outside our town, hearing what they hear on the news and then they see what's going on. We have realtors coming through our town every day with the new 66 units, 44 and 22, I believe they're separated as, and the fact that we have buildable land throughout our town. There are a lot of people interested in our unique little city here. So, but just people's opinions and perceptions of the town and the direction that they've seen the town going forward. It was great to hear the words of encouragement, not only from the other mayors, but from realtors who are in and out of our town all the time. I was kind of proud to hear them talk highly of our town for a change instead of the negativity, the constant negativity. So I was great. Made a lot of contacts to help with us going forward too as well. So that was a great breakfast this morning, along with many meetings and long conversations on the phone. My ears are tired with the phone right now. So that's all I have. I'll move forward with announcements so we can get out of here. 7.1, and I'm going to read these slow to make sure we got the hours and dates right on here. Special magistrate hearing, Wednesday, February 15th, 2023 at 9 a.m. Workshop commission meeting will be Wednesday, February 22nd, 2023 at 6 p.m. Regular commission meeting will be Wednesday, March 8th, 2023 at 7 p.m. I do have one thing. Actually, I got another thing I got to add in so you guys know. The National League of Cities conference is in DC. I believe it's March 25th and 26th. That's available if you guys would like to attend. The conference I was attending from March 1st through 4th was moved. It's now towards the end of May. So I just shifted my schedule back. So I'll be attending that at the end of May versus the beginning of March. But we do have the National League of Cities conference available in DC if you guys would like to attend. That has a lot of vendors that show up. It's a very large event. Next regular commission meeting Wednesday, March 8th, 2023 at 7 p.m. So everyone's favorite part, motion to adjourn.
Second.
I'll second.
Time is now 8:07. I think we're at an hour.
Give me a second, please.
Everyone hold. Freeze.